And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills.
I can't catch a break, guys.
Yeah.
Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys.
People think, oh, well, cleaning your room, that's just a cliche. It's like, yeah, really, eh? Just go ahead and try it.
If people had any idea how powerful sleep is for healing from anything, and the fact that it's free.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock.
Podcast. And we are live, guys. Welcome back to another Fighting Fit podcast / show / episode. Today I have with me Megan McNally. Megan's with us 6 years and has been kicking ass since day one. Probably one of the most OG members we have.
Yeah.
You're back with us since before me, probably.
Yeah, I think I joined before, like, it was a couple of weeks before you anyway, because I remember you came into the boxing club. I was like, who's this child coming in?
That's true, yeah.
And you took the class. But it was such a difference because obviously Stephen had been doing the classes. And then when Stephen came back doing the class, I was like, I want Brandon back.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, no, me and my sister Aileen, we joined back in 2014?
It would be now, yeah, 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah. And what was it made you kind of decide to...
I was only back from Australia, and at the time I was very heavy, but I didn't realise it, and I just wanted to get back into the gym, and I didn't know what to do. So my friend Trace was going to it, and she said to go with her, to join with her. And so me and my sister Aileen went, and never looked back since.
Yeah, and what was the classes like back then?
The classes actually were like really late at night, I think. They were like 9 o'clock at night or something. Or 8, it was late evening.
Probably would have been after the box club was finished, probably 9 o'clock.
So we used to go to that. I think it used to be like 3 days a week or something?
Yeah, could have been. It might even start off 1 day a week.
Yeah, it was very small crowd, and it was the only girls then. There was no men.
Ladies boxer size.
It was the ladies boxer size. We used to train a lot in the park outside as well, which is good. You could go for runs. Like at the time, I wasn't fit for runs back then. But, it was good. It was a big difference from what it is now.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking there. It's like, cause we've almost changed we certainly have changed our niche from women specifically, but now, like, you know, we've taken, because we want this place to kind of suit everybody. Yeah. Which is quite hard, because you want to suit everybody, and if everybody's your audience, nearly nobody's your audience. But like back then, even just thinking, like, you know, just being able to go outside, all right, go for a run. We wouldn't really do that so much now, because you never know his bad knee, bad back, bad this, bad that. But yeah. But
even at the time, I remember there was a man. He was the only one man, and he was nearly like, "Jesus, I don't think I should be here because this is all women." Like he was nearly like, didn't want to be there.
But it's just kind of when we started.
Like way back then. But now, like obviously, like. Sure.
I remember that. I remember like literally like we were in the drought of men. Yeah. And like it's not like we weren't open to men anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, they were afraid to go because obviously it was just like a lot of women. But yeah,
it's the culture though, isn't it? Like you kind of show up and then even the culture, the whole vibe is kind of changed now. Like it used to be an awful lot more chatty. Like it used to, and that's just because like you just had the women, and that's kind of what the women. It was the crack. Like the women loved the crack, and then I remember like when we used to finish the 6 weeks or the 12 weeks or whatever it was, we'd all get together, go for a drink, and it was all like. Went to the Lisdoo one night. I remember we all Emma Callagher, Nicole Callagher, all them. But yeah, no, it was good back then. I love it now, obviously. Like, but it was good memories.
Good memories in the boxing club. Yeah.
Yeah, humble beginnings. Me back there.
Yeah, because I don't think Chris was there. It was just you and Stephen
and Jenny. Even Jenny was doing.
Jenny was there as well. Yeah.
And then I think what happened was at one stage or another. Well, obviously you guys were doing really well, and you were eating healthier and stuff like that, and then Stephen noticed that people were getting great progress at a boot camp, and then he started kind of taking us in for weigh-ins then.
Yeah, and, that's when
that was the beginning of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was only when my sister realised that she had lost like 2 or 3 stone, I think, then that we seen her transformation. She did unreal. I think she lost about 3 or 4 stone. Yeah, she was the pride and joy here for a long time. She kicked ass. And do you remember you thought she was my mum? I did. Yeah. I dug myself in a hole and couldn't get out. I was like, all right. But yeah. It's because you're so immature. That's what it is, yeah.
What is the age difference between you guys?
Well, Aileen's 43 and I'm 28.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
I know. But Kate, her niece, or her daughter is like closer to age than me, you know.
Yeah. So I don't think I was too far left of field.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was like, her sister was like, all right.
Put your foot into
Kill me now. And I think I actually had already heard that. I think I already knew that she was your sister, but just I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, all right. Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst thing you can say.
She used to be my big gym buddy, but then life gets in the way for her. So
She do much now?
yeah, she does a wee bit. Yeah, she does her own kind of boxing and does a little bit. But I, at that stage, felt like I couldn't come because there had nobody else to come with. And then there was just one thing that said, you just have to go on your own and just get over it.
Yeah.
And then now, like, if anybody said, can I come to the gym? She's like, no, I go on my own. And that's
Oh, really?
it.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah, you can get more done.
Yeah. Well, especially if you've kind of somebody who's not in it as much as you.
Yeah, and like sometimes when they kind of say, do you know what, I'm not going to bother shit, you go, I'll not bother either.
Yeah.
It's just habit, like, so where you have no one else to think about, just get up, go, do it yourself. So.
I like having people come to the gym with me, but my mindset is the same as yourself. It's like, I'm going regardless. If you want to come, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm going by myself.
Yeah, because you kind of wait for them to kind of go. But yeah, so when she finished here, I just came myself then. So
Been here ever since?
ever since I haven't left, I have a tent in the corner.
Yeah, and you did the white collar.
Did the white collar boxing, yeah, that was very tough.
It was tough.
Yeah, like thinking of it back now, I don't know how I did it. Like when I got into that ring, my legs went like jelly.
Yeah.
I forgot everything that I was after training for.
Yeah.
But it was well worth the experience.
Yeah.
You know, very, very nerve wracking.
It's very weird, isn't it? Like how you can be fit, and then because of the nerves, your legs don't feel fit.
Yeah, it's really all in your mind. Like it just something just clicks and you don't know what to do.
There's adrenaline.
And the adrenaline as well. Yeah.
Adrenaline speeds everything up and makes it into this absolutely crazy thing, which is one of the kind of things I kind of like about McGregor. You know, really puts things into perspective. Like people like that can really deal with pressure.
Yes.
Because even it's so scary. I used to pray that people didn't come to my fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that was it. Like when the whole family was kind of in the corner, and you can hear them, and you can see them, and you can see them doing the moves. And it's like I can't.
I know. And then the fatigue's just is something else, isn't it?
Yeah, because like when you're training for it, it's a different story because obviously everybody knows what's going on. But when you step into the ring, it's completely different type of fighting. Like you know, you've obviously
sparring and fighting.
Yeah, and the adrenaline is completely different on the night than when you go for it, and you're just in it to win it. You know, even though it is just like friendly when we were doing it, but you're just kind of. Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking.
But it literally is because there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser, and people get competitive. You know what I mean? And the great thing about boxing is, especially the white collar, because you know it literally comes down to, for the most part, who wants it most. Yeah. You know what I mean? And generally, and you can see that. And
and especially a lot of fights that night.
Yeah.
So you could see like there was a great competition between everybody. Like everybody, I think, was well matched.
Yeah. Some people. I remember there was one fight and it was evenly matched in sparring. And as soon as it came to the fight, this person just turned into somebody else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which, like, I don't think it was a sneaky move.
Yes,
I think it was just
something that clicked probably on the day.
Just switched on.
But no, I'll never forget that feeling getting into the ring and the music blaring and you're kicking from the music and then it's just like, oh shit, right? This is what I'm here to do.
They're putting on the gloves and making you're like, what's happening?
Oh god, yeah, no. But I felt like that probably was the turning point for like pushing myself for training, because with the boxing obviously you want to be fit, so when we were doing boxing you're training maybe 4 or 5 times a week. With the boxing I was trying to do running, then you're trying to get classes in, so for like then there was a lot of training, and I actually tried to pull out of it for nerves because I had just come back from holidays and I was like, no, I can't do it. I remember texting Steve and said,
you're back. Is this mid-train you went on holidays?
Mid-training I went on holidays, yeah.
Oh my God.
I think I come back at the end of August and it was due to be like the beginning of September. So I said to Stephen, I think I'm going to pull out. And he's like, no, it's too late. You can't do it. So I just had to go with it then.
Yeah, who did you end up fighting?
Sorka,
that's what I thought, yeah. That was a good fight.
Yeah. I got a black eye as well in training. That was fun. Emma Hunt Duffy.
Go on, Emma. if you're listening.
I didn't even know. It was only Steve. Was like when I was leaving, he was like, "Just put a bit of ice on that." And I was like, "Ice on what?"
Yeah.
Go home. It was a big black eye. So.
And then what about after the fight? You bruised lips.
Bruised lips, everything. I was battered that night. I remember when everybody went out, like I wasn't fit to stand. I was so tired.
You get so drunk, don't you? You get so drunk after.
You just because you're such in a high, and then it's just all over, and then you're just down again. But no, it was a great experience. Like this, if you had to say to me after it, would you do? Again, I'd say no. But now, I think with my fitness levels that I'm at now, I'd love to give it another go.
It's like labour. Yeah, that's what I say. You forget the pain.
Well, I wouldn't know what about that.
So me and Stephen were chatting. We were chatting there the other night. I was in his house and we were talking about it. It's like, like I said, once, like for talk's sake, if I said to you, "Oh, Max, you want to run a 10K?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to run a 10K. I'd love to get a PB." And then you get out there and you're 70% of the way there. And the pain's real. You know, it's not this fantasy of a 10K.
Yeah. Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
And with boxing, like the pain is so severe, like the fatigue is so severe that it's just like you said, you just wouldn't do it again. Like every time I get out of a fight, like any kind of hard fight.
Yeah, not doing it again.
No, I don't know why. Or when you're in it, and you're like, "Oh my god, this is the worst I've ever felt in my life." And then when you leave, you fantasize it. You know, you make it something that it's not.
Yeah.
You know, you make this because you do have so much positive emotion around it, but that kind of nulls out the negative emotion because you know we could all kind of imagine something happy, but to actually experience the pain of just thinking about it, it's not the same.
Yeah, no, it was very tough. It was very tough in the mind as well, like more so than the body. Like your body just be aching for about 2 weeks after it, but. No, I loved it. I did love it. So.
Yeah, and it really challenges you. Like I said, just if you've never been to that place in your mind before, like you learn something about yourself.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Yeah, I learned I was a little bitch. That's what I was like, all right, well, they go get stuff.
I wasn't far behind it.
Yeah, I started quitting. I didn't realise that I started quitting, and then once you kind of come over that, then you learn to push. And learn to push. That's when you can take that in your training.
And you'd be delighted with yourself then after it. You know, you'd be so proud. Yeah, I did it. It's so funny because in work. The girls came obviously to see me and they bought the picture of me, you know, the one that was taken at the beginning.
Yeah.
And when I came into work on the Tuesday morning, here's the picture sitting on the counter of work, but it made me laugh.
That is hilarious. Good friends.
So now it's still in the staff room and work. So I see it every day, but it's like so different because I look so different in it.
Yeah.
But it's funny because when new people come into work, it's like, "Oh, who's that?" And that picture is like, "That's me."
Oh my god, that is hilarious. I actually think I've seen that photo there and I think I come up with my memories.
Yeah, because it was the beginning of September 3 years ago, I think.
Damn you, COVID.
Yeah.
We'd run one this year.
Well, next year, plenty of time.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? The world might end this year. I literally don't know.
Don't say that.
I know. So, what's the biggest change you've made since, I don't know, the last 6 years? Like the biggest maybe habit change or...
Definitely, like my whole lifestyle has changed. Like, whereas before, I wouldn't have really thought about food or thought about exercise. You just kind of go with the days. You just eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. Now, like, I'd eat a lot better, I'd train a lot better. My mindset is completely different. Especially in the last 6 months of my life, my mindset has changed from being kind of stuck in a house and you have to kind of listen to yourself. But yeah, my whole lifestyle has changed since starting with fighting fish.
Yeah. Anything in particular, like any skills that you learned in terms of food or?
No, like I mean.
Like what's your like nutrition plan for if you have a plan?
I kind of.
Wing it.
Yeah, I do kind of wing it. But to be honest with you, I think I do quite well. Like,
yeah, no, that's and
for myself.
That's why you're here.
Because some people be like, "Well, what you eat?" And I'm like, "Well, what suits me might not suit you."
Yeah, of course.
Do you know, like my meal plan? I used to always meal plan, like cook my food and have it ready in the fridge. But now I just can't do that anymore. I just kind of turn to my stomach knowing that there's something waiting in the fridge. So what I do is I kind of chop up my fruit and my veg. Have it ready to go so that when I come home from work, it's not a big ordeal to cook at night.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier to cook at night.
Yeah.
So just, my eating, everything. I've obviously took up running.
Yeah.
And I can run now, where I could never run before. I used to go down the show road.
Really? You can never run?
No.
Yeah, because you're really into running now.
I used to go down the show road. I was like that embarrassed that I'd go down the show road and nobody could see me and run to the bottom of the road and back up. But now, I think in lockdown I did a good few 10Ks, so I'm quite proud of that.
As you should be, yeah. Good stuff. Do you have any kind of PBs or anything, or what is your PB?
I kind of just did the 10k in like an hour and a half or something. Like it wouldn't be great,
Yeah.
but not an hour. Yeah, I think just maybe the hour.
Okay, yeah, that's probably, I was going to say an hour and a half. You're taking your time.
Yeah, but see, I would take the dog with me, so the dog would slow me down a good bit.
I know they're actually really fruits. I always thought I seen Rocky. I thought the dog would be leading the charge. I go 3k and my dog starts wings
no, they're lazy.
Well, he's a big heavy dog as well. I suppose the heavy dog's hard for him, isn't it?
Because even somebody said to somebody recently, geez, that dog can't keep up with her because he's 10 miles behind her. But the dog nearly encourages me sometimes to run.
Come on, you can do it. Come on, let's go. Time to go for a run.
He actually gets so excited. So
yeah, he's got quite a big personality of a dog, isn't he? He's very
he's a gentle giant, like really. But like today, I was going to go out for a run and he wasn't there, so I was like, I can't go out without him.
Oh, that's so cute. What breed is he?
Pit bull.
He's a pit bull.
Well, a mix between a pit bull and something else. I think.
I say he's a big, tall pit bull.
Tall,
like, he's very long.
He is a mix, but I'm not really sure of what he's a mix of.
He's like a greyhound and a pit bull.
A human being. That's what he's.
That's who he is. Do you? Like you said, me snaps at him or Instagrams of him sitting on a couch, and he just looks like, oh well, how are you doing?
Like a big man.
Yeah.
That's what he's like. But,
all right, you're home, right? It's hilarious.
But yeah, so he'd kind of keep me. Sometimes I'd be flying past him, and I'd be like, "Will you come on?" Or sometimes he'd be flying past me. So yeah, no. In terms of running, like I've came a long way.
Yeah, down couch to 10k. Mm-hmm. Yeah, short road to 10k.
Yeah. Sure, road to 10k.
And what's your? Do you ever run 5ks? Do you ever time test? Do you take running serious or?
Not to be like, oh God, I need to get my times in, because like I'm happy enough doing
just the activity.
Yeah, because like there's days where my speed is so fast, or there's days where I just feel so heavy and so sluggish, and I just take my time then, more of a jog than anything else. But I do, like sometimes when I do the morning classes, I'd go for a wee 5k after, but I enjoy doing them. So
yeah, but you don't ever time them and go, I'm going to beat this time.
I do the odd time. Like I think the best I got was like 25.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, especially for somebody who's not like clocking miles.
I think that would have been more
just
in
kind
lockdown.
of naturally running.
Because with lockdown, I would get up, I did the 10 o'clock Zoom class, and then I'd go for a run. So it was like every day it was consistent. So because it was more consistent then, I was getting faster and better at it. But work is in the way now, so. And
then you've got a nice kind of wee gym set up at home. You've
gym
got
set
weights
up,
and all kinds of stuff.
with the COVID, we set up like a little boxing bag in the gym. We found everything just in random corners of the gym, of the shed, and set up the boxing bag. There's dumbbells, there's barbells, kettlebells. So only for that, it kind of kept me going. I have a big telly in it as well, so that's why I used to hook you up to the telly in the mornings and have a conversation with people in my shed.
I knew I was going to make it on the big screen one day. I've been on a few people's like big flat screens. So.
But it was funny, like doing the Zooms over lockdown, because you'd be talking to people that you wouldn't see, obviously, and just most random conversations, and you're just sitting talking to the telly, like
just black screens. They see you like,
or people's kids running in, like Mom, Dad. But I enjoyed doing them classes.
Yeah, the Zooms are good crack, I thought.
Yeah, they were good crack. Like, at the beginning I was like, oh dear Jesus, no, I can't. I won't be able to do this at home. But once you get into the swing of it, it's grand. You forget that anybody's even there.
That's it, yeah, you adapt. And like I said, it's like, if it's a priority, you'll do whatever. You know what I mean? And like, I understand because obviously like people were like kind of giving out a little bit, but you know, like, not to us, just giving out in general.
But that's
like I feel the same. You know, so it was up to me.
There's
I wouldn't be in the
nothing
sitting
I can
room.
do.
I wouldn't do it in the sitting room. If it was up to me, I'd be in the gym.
Exactly. But yeah, no, only for that, it kind of kept me going as well.
And it might happen again.
Yeah, it might do. It's funny now because it's just like a little junkyard now, because I haven't been in it because I've just been getting up and going to the gym.
Yeah.
I look at it sometimes, I'm like, I'll be back one day. I'll come down.
You were doing overhead squats. You've got pretty good mobility.
Yeah, a bit too much sometimes. Like
hypermobile.
Yeah. Sometimes like, Jesus, where's that arm going?
Yeah. That is hilarious.
But I was trying to do more like fundamental movements, like because I was away at Christmas and I did a CrossFit class.
Deadly.
It was for the week and it was a mix.
Where was that?
In Thailand.
Oh, class. Yeah, that's right.
So it was a week like a complete fitness week. So
He's right, now it's all come back to me. Yeah, that was
so
cool.
every day would be something different. But the man that organised it was a CrossFit trainer. So in the evening times he used to do CrossFit classes. So I kind of got a little bit interested in that. So when lockdown came and I found myself a barbell, I just Googled some of the moves and just tried to do some of them. I actually was getting pretty heavy with some of them.
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I can't over squat or overhead squat. I can barely overhead press.
Yeah.
My shoulders are in shit. But like I said, yeah, you were getting up some. What was your heaviest?
Oh, I don't even remember.
20 kilo, 30 kilo?
Yeah, probably about 30.
Yeah, that's good.
But it wouldn't be many, do you know?
Yeah,
like
still.
But sometimes I just see it sitting there, just flinging up in the air, and it's just, that's me for the day.
Yeah. Would you ever think about doing Olympic lifting?
No.
Obviously not as a sport, but I mean, like, just kind of like.
Yeah, like, I mean, with the PTs that were like with yourself.
Yeah.
Even if we were to get into doing something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they're really.
Just to change it up a little bit, because obviously I do love the classes, but then just to kind of change it up.
Yeah, it's I mean, Friday's the spice of life. It's always good to do something new and kind of. It's always nice to start at the bottom of a ladder. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Keep it interesting, because like when you climb the ladder, climbing's the fun part. You're like, oh, that's clicking there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's and then you maybe go back to the classes and you can see the difference. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Because it's even funny. Like in my head in the gym, you'd be doing something, you'd be like, that makes sense now. Like you saying, like, keep your toes straight, your knees out. Like, whereas before you never really thought about that. Where now it's just like constantly in your mind. You know, that's what you're constantly thinking of. Yeah. Your little voice in your head, like, watch your feet, watch your knees.
Yeah, toes straight, knees out. Toes. I literally was having. I might have said this in the podcast before, but I was literally. I had a dream before Mason was born that he was born and his toes are in, and I just got it and I just knee out, alive. Like when I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I sit down on the floor, screw into the floor, just my knees, and then stand up.
It's just drilled in your head.
Because it's so important. Because for me, I got injured so many times for not doing it, and I got a memory on my phone back before we got this place done up. And it was just one of the first times I was starting to do like exercise videos on my Instagram. Yeah. My feet were falling out, my knees were falling in. You know, I was doing my pull-ups wrong. I was doing everything wrong.
But you can really feel it, like, because with mine, because I'm quite flat-footed. So, like, if I don't follow them, like, keep the knees out, like, I could seriously do damage to the knee. And sometimes I've often kind of forgot myself for a sec, and it'd be quite sore. Yeah,
one of the theories kind of. One of the kind of theories with it is like if you can tighten your hips, right? If you can tighten your hips, your knees kind of fall in. If your knees fall in, your center of gravity is kind of falling in, and then you turn your toes out to open up the center of gravity. Your knees inside, let's say your center, your toes are out to the side, so all the weight's in your ankle, and your foot that's supposed to be in an arch kind of catching nice and evenly is now like this, and you basically start kneading out the arch of your foot. So, like for talk's sake, I was the exact same. I ended up getting knee pain and started being very, very flat-footed to the point where I had literally no arch at all. I was just walking on these big flippers.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
And you mind that I listen to guys, Kelly Starrett, Dr. Kelly Starrett. Check him out on YouTube. He's by genius. Supple Leopard. I think he's changed his whole thing now. Mobility WOD. No, the Ready State on YouTube. Really, really cool. Really, pretty much his book, The Supple Leopard, where I kind of learned all this kind of stuff. And started, like, I remember when I first seen him squat with his knees, like his knees are completely out. His hips are very, very mobile. He's pretty much a perfect mover.
Yeah.
And he's designed this kind of movement, and he's a doctorate in physiotherapy, and knows all the biomechanically correct positions for each joint to be in, all the little nitty gritty stuff. And when he started kind of doing this, and I started doing it in the gym, when I first seen his knees go out, I was like,
why are they like that? Yeah.
But now it looks so normal.
But even in some of the moves, like in the gym, like, it comes down to your mobility, like, because sometimes you're just like, how can I get around there? But the more you obviously stretch it and work on it, it does help your movements.
Yeah, you know? and then you're in a better position. Like the biggest thing I seen was Rob Movement or Brian Movement, one of them on YouTube or on Instagram. And the way they kind of described it was they had a picture of a golfer before and after they did their program. And one was like, you know, they were coming back halfway and driving through because the mobility was restricting them. So when they got that mobility, they could go an extra 50% range and then generate more power. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you can actually generate more power just by not being so tied up.
Because sometimes even in, like, I can't think offhand now what stretch or what movement you'd be doing, but sometimes I'm like, I'll take that as a stretch now or as a mobility stretch,
exactly,
you know? And you can really feel it in your bones. Like, I was starting to do a bit of yoga as well over lockdown. And like from the beginning, I kind of watched, like say with my squat, you could get further into it the more you did it, then the more mobility you worked.
Yeah.
You worked on your mobility.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you don't notice how tight you'd be. I really didn't notice. Like I said, 100%. Like you said, it's like you weren't aware of your feet and your knees and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When you're not aware of it, like
How are you to know?
how are you to know? That's
Yeah.
it. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So, what's the most important thing that you've learned since you started fighting fit?
The most important thing I've learned is happy mind, happy life. Yeah, well, I've never before did I do like any sort of like mind, like gratitude, you know, any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Mindset work.
Mindset work.
Yeah, personal development.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I remember the first time Stephen took it into the class, and I was like, what is this shite?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. If you had went the other way, I was going that way with it.
No, it was like, what is this shite? And I remember it was the old way, because I was over there lying down, and I was thinking about what I was going to cook for dinner. Like, I just couldn't get into...
Mine was racing.
Yeah, racing, completely, especially with work and everything else. But then the more I got into it, and the more you start to understand it better, and it really starts to work for you then, you know. But like,
you're always sharing that kind of stuff on your Instagram. Yeah, it's really powerful.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely I think once you have like a clear mind, like you can focus better, and I think everything flows then. Like you're eating, you're training. For me anyway, that's what's been working.
I think just like the mobility thing, I think there's so much negative thinking, momentum and panic, and like you said, just like just judgment. Just judgment, just immediate judgment, like, and it's like, you know, Stephen, all right guys, we're going to calm down, we're going to meditate, we're going to relax. If I said the words calm down, meditate, relax,
you're like, I'm at the door.
Oh no, what's this shite? You know what I mean? And like, it's just like the mobility stuff. It's like, if you don't know, you know, how are you to know? How are you to know? You know? But
when he first played that, it was just like, what is this? So then I looked more into it, and then started getting the gratitude books, and just a daily, like, see my Instagram now, it'd be all them sort of positive motivations, affirmations, all this. But even when we were doing the boxing, I remember he took us in here and made us write down positive affirmations.
I will literally never forget him saying that to me for the first time. So powerful.
Yeah.
Cheesy.
Like,
so cheesy.
Like, I am strong. I am. And you're like, am I really writing this stuff? But it does work.
It works so ridiculously much. Like, Stephen hit the nail on the head. Like, I remember, like, just like you, like, doing the boxing, bundling nerves, and then I literally didn't even make up one. I just stole Stephen's. And just used that.
And you just keep repeating it in your head. And even though it might sound stupid for the first go, you just keep going and going and going. But yeah, because I was like, why are we writing this down? Like, this just doesn't make sense. I'm going to do a boxing match, but he wants me to write down. I am strong, I am this, that, and the other. But it 100% works. Yeah,
because Jerry, it's like, you know, like, if you're, like, something for talk's sake, something simple, like, I don't let people shake their head in class. If I see someone shake their head, I don't do that. It's just because it's something subconscious. It's you basically, like, without even noticing, just going, oh, I can't do it. You're just affirming to yourself. It's not negative, can't be done, shouldn't be done, not right, not for me, push it away, out of my personality, whatever it is. I'm not connecting to this thing. Same way as, you know, with the meditation. Immediately you're like, oh fuck, I'm not connecting to this.
You know what I mean? Straight away you should have done.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's such a, you know, it's to be in that knee-jerk reaction immediately is so dangerous, because you have no idea what kind of positivity you're pushing away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And even like that positive affirmation thing, just standing in the mirror and just saying, like, you know, am I strong?
Yeah.
Do you actually believe you're strong? Why don't you stand in the mirror and tell yourself you're strong and see what you really think? You're like, I'm not strong.
Doubting yourself. You know, putting yourself down. I mean, if you're going to put yourself down, then why shouldn't everybody else put you down? Like, you know, so. Or
imagine speaking to other people the way you speak to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, imagine, like, if I literally was to speak to any member here the way I speak to myself at times, nobody would show up again. You know what I mean? And then the other side of it is, well, I started listening to an awful lot of David Goggins.
Oh, I started listening to him recently as well.
And he takes negativity to like a positive note. So you can give out about yourself if you're going to let it motivate you. You know, if you're actually being a lazy piece of shit.
It will motivate. Get
up. Get up. You know.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Do the work.
Just do it.
Do the work, and also love yourself. have a little bit of patience. You know, it takes time, but also you're lazy. Maybe you're fat. You know, maybe you do take the piss. Maybe you ought to have a temper.
But at least you can tell yourself the truth, you know, and then obviously you learn from that as well.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, that's the big thing now that I do it myself, because David Goggins, obviously, he's amazing. He's literally probably one of my favorite people to listen to. Like, when I have to do something that I don't want to do, I play David Goggins, and he motivates me. And at the other side of it is, on days I don't feel motivated now, it's like it's fine.
Yes, I don't need it.
Yeah, what's the pressure? There's not that much pressure.
Well, I listened to the one that the time I was lying here going, what the fuck is this shit? I listen to that every morning now before I go to work. Yeah, it's a 5-minute clear in gratitude, and like it's so cheesy. Like I be laughing at it sometimes, but it really helps. Like it does definitely help. Just get yourself through the day.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah. For it.
What is it kind of like? What is it that gratitude kind of helps you do? I know Gary V. Anybody knows Gary Vaynerchuk, big social media business whiz, millionaire, all this kind of stuff.
Oh yes, yeah.
He says gratitude is energy.
Yeah,
it's like,
and I think like the more grateful they are for things, like the more you'll have. You know, like whereas before you might take the little things for granted. Like the lockdown was a perfect example of the small things that we took for granted. But it just opens your mind to a lot of things. Sometimes I find it hard to explain. What am I trying to say? Yeah,
gratitude, just kind of like that you feel that the more, you know, like when you reduce your perspective to, you know, some people have so little, you know, I actually have so much.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and especially with this 6-minute journal that I do every day, you have to write down every morning 3 things to be grateful for, and it could be the smallest of things, it could be the biggest of things. Like and then you kind of look back, and because you forget some of the things, say from this day to next week, and it's good to read back and see how you were feeling.
That's what I never read back on anything.
Yeah, no, I read back quite a lot, especially like with the lockdown as well. I read a lot, never write.
Yeah.
And I nearly read.
I kind of like journaling. Like journaling. Yeah, that's cool.
But it's fun to read back and see. It was like the little things that made me happy back in lockdown, like you know, going for a run in the sunshine or working out in the shed, or little things like it was fun to read back and see kind of how far you've come then. Not that it's only a few weeks, but I mean how it's changed from being back to work and then being more stressed out as time goes on, and so
when you find that's actually
when you're having a bad day, I suppose, to read back on the good days and know that like it's only a bad day, like it's gonna pass.
A big tool that I always kind of use is like I always just reduce right down to the like bare minimum. It's like, you know, you've got water in a bed. Like that's pretty much where I start. It's like I literally always just feel awful then complaining about it. Like I would literally say, like in general, like I can't remember the last time I woke up and didn't feel grateful. Like genuinely, like I've never had a day where it was like, no, don't get me wrong, like obviously knee-jerk reactions like, it's really cold or it's raining.
Small, like everyday things.
Yeah, but even then it's like, you know, like this morning, driving here in my car. Not this morning, yesterday morning. Driving in my car, it's cold. I was like, you're an absolute crier. Like you're an absolute crier. You're sitting in a pair of shorts in a car, driving around 15 kilometers an hour.
There's nothing to be, I get you, but like some people, everybody's guilty of it, you know, just giving out. And sometimes I see myself giving out about the smallest thing. I'm like, oh no, I take that back, I don't need it. Because sometimes you speak it into action. If you say, I don't want to get this, or I don't want to do this, it ends up happening to you.
You think that, yeah?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Something that I kind of think about is like, if you're driving on the edge of a cliff, you know, the last thing you want to do is look at the cliff.
Yeah, I don't want to fall off. Exactly. The more you say you don't want to fall off, you're going to fall off.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting though that you think that's kind of how you might bring something into your life.
Definitely, because I started reading The Magic. I'm very positive since lockdown. But since I started reading The Magic and
The Secret
and all them, did
you ever read The Alchemist?
No.
That's what got Stephen going, and he said that
The Alchemist.
So something similar to that.
The Magic kind of breaks it down 27 days, I think, and each day it just like it's basically things to be grateful for. So it just kind of breaks it down of like small things that you should be grateful for. But in one of the chapters, it says that like the more negative you speak about something, the more that you'll kind of attracted.
You're kind of creating a charge.
Yeah. So sometimes you see yourself giving out about something like, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'll take it back.
yeah, that's interesting.
So, and it does kind of like, you see people complaining about small things, and sometimes you just be like, oh.
Gets me.
Yeah.
Gets me.
And it's hard, so you just have to bite your lip and say, not that like it's so funny because everyone's like, oh, you're so positive. Like you come into my room and there's like little quotes everywhere. And it's not that. It's just, that's what motivates me.
Yeah. And it's not even that. It's like, look, like that's the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the goal. Like I said, it's like nobody's claiming to be perfect. But this is my philosophy. This is what I believe. These are the principles I'm trying to follow.
I'm trying my best. Like it might not work for you.
Yeah.
Like I have a little board.
But not even that. It might not work for me. It doesn't work for me every single time. But like if I have a base, that's the base.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the negative, it's not the bitching, not the moaning, not the gossip, not the whinging and crashing and everything. It's the okay, let it go, deep breaths,
Whereas
stay positive.
before, like anybody that knows me knows I'm very hot-headed.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, and I can flip at a switch, like, you know.
Yeah.
But
stood to you in the white collar.
But now I try and think about it first before I react,
Yeah.
and then because it's like
That's
a
so
domino
hard.
effect.
Yeah.
Do you know, like obviously the more that you would be negative towards something, it's just going to keep going.
Snowballs.
I'm not saying that like I'm positive every day of my life, you know, but I do try to be.
It's good
like
for
a
us
little
to
board
have.
up in my room and it says enjoy the little things. So then you see these quotes every day, and it just kind of gives you a little push in through your day. You know?
Especially if you had an inclination to doing the opposite. You know, if you weren't somebody that enjoyed the little things, it's nice to have a reminder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like genuinely, it's like I've got maybe, I don't know, I was going to exaggerate and say 101. I've probably got 40 jobs here at Fighting Fit to do, like 40 different little jobs, and I remember 20 of them.
Yeah.
And the other 20 I need reminders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is it. And it's like, it's the same thing. It's like, I find where most people fall down is exactly what you just said there. It's like, it's that, and I think it was in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think what he said was, there's a moment between action and thought. So when you think something, and or it's like the cue and the response, in between the cue and the response, that's where human beings live.
Yeah.
And that's where you get it right or wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the cue,
and then sometimes people skip the middle and just go to
straight
the end.
on. No,
Yeah.
fuck it, doesn't matter. Yeah, and like I said, it's like that's the hardest thing to get right. It's the same with your diet. If you're looking at your diet right, it's like,
I'll just have a slice of pizza. I'll just have.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
No, but it's not even that. It's before that. It's, will I have the pizza? That space.
Yeah.
It's that space there is, fuck it. And I find the fuck it is the instinct that most people go down.
Fuck it, you only live once.
Fuck it. Fuck it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like we fuck it every now and again, but it's like, I suppose the big question is, are you on pace with where you want to be?
Yeah, but I definitely do think, like, for the last wee while, like, if I took a day off, sometimes I feel guilty about taking a day off. And it's like, no, you shouldn't feel guilty about taking a day off, because you do need it. You need that day off to give you the push through the next week.
And it's not only that. Actually, I keep trying to tell this to people, and it's a bit of a strange message coming from a personal trainer. Exercise is bad for you. Exercise is not good for you. The response you get from exercise is good for you.
Yeah.
Exercise is horrible for you. You're breaking muscles.
Yeah.
You know, you're revving your system past where it should be. If you were to look at that like in isolation, it's awful.
Yeah.
Then what happens is that later on that day, if I said, right, Megan, it's 9 a.m., go for a run. Time you run, see how you do, see how you feel. Mark it out of 10, it's a 9.
Yeah.
Do a workout, then go for the same run. It's a 7, it's a 5. Your body's worse. And then what happens is, in the rest day, your body super compensates. And then the next day, you can run faster and still feel the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's this super compensation. It's the rest day.
The rest day that pushes, no, definitely. But it is hard not to feel guilty when you're like taking the day off.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you're an overachiever, like I said, if you got used to giving a certain level, because there's millions of people out there all along the spectrum. Some people that lift a finger and pat themselves back for a week. You know what I mean? But if you're at the level where you're going, I can't even take a day off, that's a great place to be at. But as I said, get up, you lazy fat shit. And also give yourself a pat on the back and tell yourself you're wonderful, magnificent.
You're doing so well. You are strong.
Oh, you're doing so great. You are so strong, so fast, so agile. You can slip. You train hard. This is it. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
And then you did the hell and back. You did 3 hell and backs.
3 hell and backs. 2 in the day and 1 in the night, I think.
Yeah, the night time
we did the
was
night
cool.
one. That was a bit random.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad actually.
No.
It was great. It was cold.
Because obviously
it was There was fences.
Yeah, and the hay bales. You just had to jump over the hay bales.
It was like hell and back on a budget.
Yeah,
really
it
what it
was.
was like.
But it was good crack. I think that was around this time of year. It was like around
I think
Halloween
it
or
was
something.
Halloween.
We did it. But that was a fun one.
Yeah.
The first one, it was.
Did you do one in January?
Yeah. Aileen did it with me as well. And
the worst
she
thing I've
was
ever
sick
done.
for like 2 or 3 months after it.
Same. I was literally sick for literally like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
It was.
I think it was the water.
The water was like, my legs were numb when
Yeah.
I got out. I couldn't even feel.
I literally, because if anybody never done hand back, you get into this, in this one anyway, it was January, Baltic, I mean it was beyond cold, and you got into this water, and when I got into this water now, anybody does like Wim Hof or ice, like I'd never done any of that.
Yeah, see,
my
yeah.
body was, as I said, a little bitch. So as soon as I got into this water, my body, like my air left my body.
Yeah.
We were all grabbing onto rope. I just got off the rope and just started swimming. I was like, I can't. Like I pure panicked, man. It was the worst thing ever.
It was hard.
It was awful.
Yeah, but you, again, at the end of it all, you would be delighted with yourself.
Delighted. Well, like, except for the fact that, like, January, like the next day, I was like in here lying on the radio, feeling like I was going to die.
I think I skipped the shocks.
Same.
I was like, I couldn't.
I think I did it the first time.
Oh, I was like, I'm not putting my body through that.
Yeah.
So, and then I remember everybody helping each other up over the wall,
Yeah.
like loads of men kind of helping all the women first, then they were helping them. It was good, like, for everybody to come together, you know.
Yeah, that's I put that down. See this whole love yourself mentality. Like, see that electric shock. That's where I start loving myself.
Yeah.
The whole time, I'm like, come on, you lazy piece of shit.
You're like, no, okay, yeah.
Did enough.
Leave that out.
Did enough. So we're ready to be shocked when you're wet. You know, so.
Yeah, no, it was tough. Like, it is definitely a mind game. It's,
Yeah.
you know.
It's all mindset.
Yeah.
Really, realistically, that's what David Goggins, his whole philosophy is. Whatever it is, whatever you're dealing with, it's all mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
You
mindset.
can change your way of thinking.
You know, it's like you long day of work. You know, how long do you work? People work for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in a mine. You know, and they're 12. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
they've got one arm. All right, maybe I didn't have a hard day at work at all.
Maybe I'm not that bad.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah, but yeah.
But people have drum shit going on as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's it. You just don't know.
You never know. I know from here, you know, it's like we always have to, like, if somebody, you know, doesn't show up for class or whatever first, you always have to reach out with a soft touch first.
Mm-hmm. Because if you go quite hard.
If you go, where were you this morning? My nanny died.
Yeah.
All right, you know what I mean? I think you always have to, this is the kind of stuff that happens to people, and people, like, you know, people judge people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, people, you just kind of, like, one of my favorite principles now is just assume the best in people.
Yeah.
If somebody does something wrong, I just assume the best.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if somebody, like, literally overtakes me in traffic. Now, initially, I go, why are you taking it? Like, you know, like,
he could be in a rush somewhere.
Yeah, his nanny could have died.
Yeah.
That's, you know, I'm going for
But
dead.
that everybody's guilty of, like, judging and,
Yeah.
you know, so, yeah.
I think most people, you know, act out of good interest. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like most people, are doing their best.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while they meet somebody and they're just wicked and venomous. You know, they're the villain in Snow White and all this kind of stuff. They're the evil queen.
But especially in here, I think everybody tries to motivate, even though you might not know the next person to you, but everybody tries to motivate everybody here. That's what is probably one of the best things about in here, that everybody kind of pushes. Like, you might not know Paul from anywhere, Joe or Peter or whatever, but somebody will always motivate
Paul and Peter.
you. Paul and Peter. They're the first names to get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, everybody motivates each other in here, which is good.
Yeah,
you know, where you could go to another gym and you'd be like, look at her over there, look at him over there, you know, what's she doing? What's he doing? You know, you don't get that here.
But it's like you said, is with the hell and back, everyone's in the trenches together.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, you know, everybody nearly feels sorry for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody at one stage, like, you know, for the most part, if you're coming here, the box gym wasn't for you, the normal gym wasn't for you, so you decided, oh, you know, I don't like that, I don't want to be judged, I want to go somewhere smaller, quieter. And everybody, 90% of people who are here, that's them, and know what it's like to show up on your first day, so support everybody else on their first day, and that just carries forward.
I know, because it is very intimidating walking into a place that you don't know and you don't know anybody.
Especially like for fitness and stuff, because you know, it's such an area people are so self-conscious about, you know, your body and all this kind of stuff. So it can be quite intimidating.
Very intimidating. So that's the best about in here. Like, people do try and kind of reach out. Say, especially new people, you see that somebody's new, and you just try and help them out, you know, as best you can in here. So yeah,
it's nice. Anybody ever reached out and helped you in any way since you're here?
Everybody's so helpful. I can't name everybody, but yeah.
Any memories in particular of, like, I don't know, meeting somebody for the first time, now you're kind of good friends with them, or
No.
No, maybe like Amory and Paul or something like that.
Oh, they're all the proper original.
OGs. Just I'm saying, you guys all have been started up together. Like you guys built this place, right?
But because there's so many classes now, it's like you don't see the ones that you would have seen all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like so many people now. So it's hard to kind of get a relationship with somebody when you're only in for 30 minutes and you're out.
Yeah, but especially now COVID and stuff. You can't even hang around and chat.
And then you go to give somebody a high five or a hug or something. It's like, oh shit,
I know. Do you know how many great moments have been here since? Like Paul Keenan today actually got his black t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
I just want to and you're like, oh.
But even
well
before,
done.
I remember do you know if you were doing something in the gym and you needed a smaller dumbbell or a bigger dumbbell, you'd go, can I take a length of this here for a minute?
Yeah.
But now you're like, shit, I can't do this.
Loads of times, I can't even grab somebody's weight for doing a demo or something.
Yeah. Whereas before, you'd be like, just take this here for a minute.
Yeah.
Just then things to think about,
Yeah. What's your favourite memory? What's the highlight?
The highlight. The highlight of fighting fish is just kind of growing with you, I suppose. I remember the time that I took my mum to
I remember that.
the boxing club, and she did one of the boot camps, and it was just great.
Did she come again in the community centre?
It was the community centre.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, it wasn't the boxing club. It was the community centre. I literally had to scrape her off the floor, coming home. Should never mention boot camp to me again. But no, there's so many memories. I'm here that long that I wouldn't have any particular.
Yeah, I'd say one of my fondest memories with you was the white collar.
The white collar.
By far.
Were you my trainer or was Chris my
I think it was me.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think
It'd be hard to place though, wouldn't it?
I think it was you.
I think it was me.
No, I could have been Chris.
Could have been Chris actually. No,
because we were training quite a lot, and I remember I loved my right hook.
Yeah.
We used to love giving that right hook because I could plant it nice, And then when you found out that was my signature move, you were telling me that she's going to give you the right hook.
Right hook, by the way. Yeah, as if that's much good to a white collar. If you're talking to professionals, even then, tell them a right hook. Okay, keep slipping that way. When you tell someone a white collar, it's like all right, so 1, 2, left hook, roll. They come out. Arms out, chin up, swing.
But that's it. All the training for me anyway. All the training that you do for it, you just what the fuck do I do now?
So what they say is train perfect. And when it comes to the fight night, forget everything.
Yeah,
it'll just
flow.
Hopefully you drill them into their nervous system. But that's what they are.
Because at the beginning I was quite stiff. Couldn't get down or up or around.
Yeah, I always put myself in you guys' position by just switching to a southpaw. And I'm like, I'm so clunky. It's a crazy experience.
But that was it's a good memory.
Definitely,
hopefully to do another one.
Yeah, fingers crossed in the next 12 months.
12 years.
So how would you describe your transformation? You said you noticed big changes since starting. What's the big changes?
The big changes.
How would you describe it? Sum it up. 4 words. 4 positive words.
Give me 4 positive words.
Motivational. Drastic.
Well, it's completely changed. If you look at a picture of me from this time, I don't know, 5 years
6
ago,
years ago?
6 years ago, because actually I remember Stephen was up the top of the boxing club and he was taking pictures, and I found it and I zoomed in. I was like, Jesus, is that me?
That's what I felt. I was like, because I remember, you pretty much look the same to me now for the last at least 2 or 3 years, and when I seen that I was like, who is that Megan?
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted you on the podcast. It's freaking heck, it's you were the underdog.
But it's so funny because people at work, if I show them pictures of me from this time 10 years ago, I have changed completely throughout the years, colours of hair, but the biggest thing would be weight. I would have been a lot heavier years ago.
Yeah, and what do you think the contributing factor to your weight was back then?
Just school and not really having much education of fitness and nutrients.
Nutrition.
Yeah. Just not educated at all in it, really. Had no interest in it. I would have tried to go to the gym, but you go in, you're there for an hour and you do nothing. Where here you're just in it, half hour, it's done for you. You don't have to think about it.
It's done for you.
Basically, because somebody asked me recently, what do you do? I was like, I don't know, you just go in and it's just there on the screen, you just do it.
I know, but the momentum of the class really carries you through. You've got nowhere, you come in and once the class starts, it's kind of alright.
You're like, oh, today it must be legs, today it's all like body, it's upper body, you don't have to think about it. So that's what I love, you know, that. Because obviously when you're so busy, say with work, you just want to get it over and done with.
Yeah. You know,
and then going into
design the program, make sure it's good for me, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll show up. But like, whereas before when you went to a gym and you were handed this piece of paper, okay, there you go. You're like, oh, what the fuck is this? How do I do this?
A row.
What even machine is
and
this?
Do you know how many people I've got into? And again, it's no discredit on any personal trainer. So if I get one of your clients and they've got shit for them, it's not your fault. I understand because you didn't know any better. I did a personal trainer certificate and was making the same mistakes I see loads of personal trainers making. Like I said, it's like I get people who have done 4 years of the PT and come into me and do a bent over row, and I'm like, what
are you doing?
Are you like?
Yeah. And
it's only now, it's like I now I can see. I was blind, but now I see.
But it's hard for like people to go in and like there's no one to, not that there's no one around, but you know, obviously it's not as personal in the gym. Like there's somebody not going to be behind you every second of the way. Whereas here, you can see everything. You can see everybody where somebody's going wrong.
And the great thing is we can afford to give a shit. You know what I mean? It's like, whereas if I'm a gym instructor on the floor and there's 50 people on the floor,
you're not. Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit as long as I can get paid at the end of this hour, and then I clean the toilets.
That's why it's more personal here. You know, when everybody's small group of people, and I think that's what a lot of people love about it. Yeah,
you know, it's definitely such an advantage over you know having to just be a PT at a gym, because like I said, it's like you get that connection on the members group, you get that connection again on the Messenger app, you get that connection when you're in the studio, and then you get that, you know, at the events, and over years and years and years, you really get to know somebody. You know,
exactly, part of their life. Well, like you're a part of my life 6 years now.
That's
so
it.
Can't get rid of you.
That's it.
Or you can't get rid of me.
Yeah, one of the two. I'm not sure which. Yeah, cool. Well, I think that's pretty much us. Unless, not unless, leave the guys, anybody in your situation 6 years ago, what would you give in terms of a piece of advice?
Join Fight Fit now. Join it today. Just consistency. Yeah. Like, consistency is a big thing. It definitely works. And I could see that in the last 6 months. Before, I wouldn't have really batted an eyelid at it. It's just like, I'll go to the gym. I'll eat this. But I wasn't really consistent enough. But the last couple of months where it's been more consistent, it's working better for me. Yeah. So, it's not an easy journey. Definitely not an easy journey, but it's worth it when you get there. Yeah.
Little and often.
It's my physiotherapist always says to me, Megan, little and often. Right, thanks.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, like I said, it's like there's an awful lot to be said from an apple a day. You know what I mean? Most people want to eat 7 apples at the end of the week, and hopefully that covers them. It's like, no, it's an apple every day.
Keeps the doctor away.
That's it. All right, guys, Megs, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
I appreciate it. Are you looking at any more followers on Instagram?
No.
Guys, I am. Follow me on Instagram at FFMovementCoach and home Fighting Fit page. What is it?
Megs are 12.
Megs are 12. Follow her now. And fighting _fit. Guys, as always, a pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell button for notifications when we make another podcast. There's fantastic people that come to our gym. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.